All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to my channel today. I'm doing this little segment here because I want you to watch this whole video. So I did cure the problem with the wobbling on this bike. So watch to the end to find out how I did it. All right, guys, welcome to my channel today. And yes, that is the Lectric XPeak over there that I said I was sending back. I didn't send it back. You know why? This is way too nice of a bike to send back. I'm not sending it back. I could probably live with the wobble. It's very minor in the step over version. The step through is a different story. Don't know anything about that. I don't have one. If I solve the problem in this bike, I wouldn't mind trying to solve the problem on that one too. So, I had this bike ready to go. I put the handlebars back on it, the factory ones. I had the other ones, if you remember. I changed this thing all back to the way it was. Everything was ready to go back. They were sending me a box. Lectric was great about the whole thing. I said, I want to send it back. They're like, fine, we'll send you a box, whatever you need. It was great. So I took this thing out today for the first time since I made that decision because I wanted to see what would happen with the small basket on the back of this thing. I only had a problem with the wobble when I had weight on the back. I had 16 pounds on the back of this bike. I had people tell me that I shouldn't have 16 pounds on the back of the bike. You know what? It's got a rack that's rated for 60 pounds. I had 16 pounds on it. I don't think I was pushing the limits, but whatever. I've got the smaller basket on it now because I have to have a basket on my bikes. I have a pack that I go from bike to bike. I have 7 bikes right here. I used to run a bag on each bike when I had 3 bikes. Having 7 bikes with another one coming, too many bikes to have, all the bags for. So I got one bag that I use, got my tools in it, got my first aid kits, got everything I need in the thing that I put on a bike. Fits right in here. So I'm going to have this thing on here. I have to run the big one if I'm going to run the big battery packs on this bike. I am going to put a second battery right here. It's going to be the Lectric auxiliary battery. I already have it on my Expedition. I have it on my X Premium. So I've got 3 of those extended range batteries already. Why not have it for this bike too? So I can just take one of those batteries, put it on this bike. I've got the slide for it. It's all set, ready to go. I'm going to tell you, these bikes, none of these other electric bikes have a XT60 connector in it. This one does. This one also has 3 bosses on the down tube. I have a feeling that somewhere down the road, Lectric's going to be offering a second battery for this bike. It's going to fit right there. It's going to plug right into that XT60 connector on this bike, and I'm predicting that's going to happen. But it's easy to do. So I'm going to end up running almost 30 amp hours because they're 14-4 batteries. So it gives me almost 30 amp hours of battery on this bike. That's going to be, 90% of the time, that's sufficient. But I'm going to have that couple of times that I'm going to go 60 plus miles. At that point, I want to have my battery packs. I already own them. Why not bring them? So I got to go with the larger rack on the back. When I put the larger rack on the back, I had the smaller rack on the front. I had very sufficient wobbling. I took the basket off the front, ran it, still had some wobbling. A little bit less with the basket off the front though. I then took, because they said, pannier bags would put the weight down the lower, I lowered them. The batteries have these straps on them, Velcro straps, so you can put them any way you want. I hung them off the pannier bars that are on this rack here. It lowered the weight way down. That wobble was almost undetectable at that point, but it was still there a little bit. So there's different rumors. I'm on Facebook. I watch all these things. I actually have a Facebook group for the XPeak that I started. It's XPeak Adventures, guys. It's on Facebook. Join it if you want. There's also another one out there. I think it's XPeak Owners. And then there's another group out there. It's XPeak and X Premium, all the electric bikes. So there's plenty of groups out there. There's a lot of information on these groups. Great place to go, guys. If you're not on Facebook, looking at this, you really should. But anyways, some of the theories on this thing is, the loose headset or whatever. I tightened the headset up on this bike so tight. I would never tighten the headset up on it, and it still had the wobble there a little bit. So it's not, a loose headset. I hear What's the tires? The tires on this bike, it's the tires, the tires. Then there's another rumor. It's the slime in the tube in the tires. That slime is making the thing unbalanced, which is radiating up through that thing, causing the handlebars to shake. So what we're gonna do, I was gonna change the tires on this thing anyways. I'm not a big fan of the Chow Yangs that came on this bike. I like Kenda tires. I have brand new Kenda tires, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna put brand new tubes in this thing. We're just putting the air in it, no slime, no flat out, no nothing. We're gonna run that, see how it does. I don't think it's gonna change it at all. So this is what we got here. We've got the Kenda tires, and we got a brand new tube. This tire pattern is almost identical to what's already on it. I like the Kendas. These are puncture-proof tires to start with. The pattern's about the same, so it's going to be about the same growl on the road, but I can run 30 pounds in these. These are only rated for 20 pounds. So I will run 30 if I'm running road. I will run 20 if I'm going to run rail, trail, or dirt that day. You know, maybe even softer depending on where I'm going. But we'll arrest this. You know, is it the tires? Is it the tube? Is it the slime? Whatever. We're going to arrest that. We're going to put it to rest, and that's it. So I also want to show you, these are the battery packs I run. 28.8 battery packs. I run 2 if I'm going out 60 plus miles. Like I said, we're going to weigh these batteries. So I went out and bought this scale here. I wanted to show you exactly what these batteries weigh because, you know, I had some criticism that, you know, 16 pounds is too much. So I wanted to know exactly what this thing was. And these things are weighing in less than that. And these things are coming in at about 6.5 pounds. So we're looking at 13 pounds we're putting on this bike. This rack is rated for 60 pounds, says right on it. I don't think, you know, 13 pounds is excessive weight to put on the rack. I've had people out there telling me that, you know, I shouldn't be putting that much weight on it. You know, if that's what I want to do, I want to run the battery pack sometimes, not all the times, and probably even less now because when I made the decision to send this bike back, I bought another bike. I got another bike coming in on Monday, and that bike is going to be set up. I'm going to put hybrid tires on that thing. It's going to be set up mostly for the road, but I'll be able to take it on a rail trail too because the hybrid tires. This bike here is going to be a bike I take out. I do rides every week if you guys watch. I'll be putting this in rotation to take on rides. I'll be putting the other one in, but I'm going to have this bike set up so that I could throw this thing on the back of my car, take it to one of the mini trails that we have up here in New Hampshire. You know, that's what I'm going to do with this bike. I'm going to go on these beautiful rail trails we got, trails. I'm going to use this thing more like a mountain bike like it was intended to do. So I figured I got the other one coming, set it up for the street. I'm going to keep this thing set up basically as a mountain bike. I am going to change the handlebars back to the ones that I have because I don't like to lean over. Put the second battery on it. Not going to do a ton of stuff to this bike, but that's what we're going to do. And if that doesn't work, which I suspect it's not going to do a thing because I don't believe it's the tires. I don't believe it's the slime in the tires. I bought a piece that is actually made for bikes, for e-bikes, to arrest the speed wobble. Okay, they're calling it a speed wobble. I will show you a clip when I come to it. When I'm editing this, I'll throw a clip in there of what they got. It's the exact same problem we got on this bike. So I bought this part. We're going to install it on there, and I hope it works. And if it works, Christopher, I want to see if I can get a step through, and we'll work on that one. So we're going to do the tires first. I'm not going to make you sit through it, but we're going to do the tires. We're going to take it out for a ride, and we're going to see if it works. I am going to put dumbbells in the back of this thing. I got 2 8-pound dumbbells, so we're already going to be at the 16 pounds that I thought it was. If the thing goes away, we're going to add some more weight to it. I'm going to see if it comes back at a certain weight. We won't go beyond the 60 pounds on it, but I just do want to see for everybody's knowledge out there. That's what we're doing, guys. Guys, we're going to take this thing for a test drive. I got the new tires on here. So the Kenda tires are on it now. So there's no slime in it, no flat out or anything. And I got 2 8-pound weights in the back here. So we got a total of 16 pounds. and we're gonna take it for a ride and see what happens. All right, guys, we're gonna kick this thing up. I'm gonna knock it up into 5 here. But I got a wobble. So we still got the wobble with the tires on it. All right, we're gonna get going here and then I'll show you the wobble and we'll see it, guys? There it is. So I'm at 22 miles an hour. She's shaking like crazy. That's just with that 16 pounds in the back. And this bike was not wobbling yesterday with nothing in the back of that basket. All right, guys, this is the secret thing that I said that I got. It's meant for a speed wobble. It's from Cane Creek. It's the Hellbender 70, okay? This is meant for taking out speed wobble. Like I said, I'm going to throw up the pictures of this thing and, you know, so you can write it down. You can order the part if you want. And I'm also going to put a video on. It's from their website so you can see exactly what this thing's meant for. And we'll see what happens when I get it on.
I'm Sam with Cane Creek Cycling Components, and I'm excited to share the new Hellbender 70 Visco headset from Cane Creek. The Hellbender 70 Visco is designed to reduce speed wobble. Speed wobble can occur on a variety of different riding types, but especially can be found on bikes with imbalanced or heavy loads, wider tires, and longer wheelbases, particularly on bikes like cargo bikes, commuter bikes, children's bikes, gravel bikes and bikepacking bikes, and the occasional mountain bike. The new Hellbender 70 Visco is designed to remove all of these traits of speed wobble with our patented headset damping technology. The real key to this technology are the metal shims that we call damping plates. Essentially what a damping plate is a metal shim inside the headset, and we have a series of these stacked on top of each other with viscous grease in between them, and that causes friction in the steering column. There are 2 different types of damping plates in a Visco. We have an inner damping plate that connects to the steer tube and therefore the handlebar steering. And we have an outer plate that connects to the frame through the headset cup. You can tune the headset by alternating inner and outer damping plates. The more they alternate, the more friction surfaces are created and therefore increasing the amount of steering damping. Alternatively, you can stack the same type of shims on top of each other and create less friction planes, therefore reducing the amount of damping that's created by the headset. If you don't want to get your hands dirty, don't worry. We've worked hard to determine an appropriate amount of damping that is preset in the Hellbender 70 Visco. Now, a portion of your current headset does need to be removed prior to the installation of this headset. Now, this can be done at home with the proper tools or a quick trip to your local retailer. This headset is offered in the most popular headset configuration on the market with a ZS44 top only and a ZS56 bottom only configuration. Now, what that means is that your headset is pressed into your bicycle frame. A ZS44 and a ZS56 are very commonly paired together, but you only need one of these headsets to create the steering damping that you're looking for. As with all Cane Creek cycling components, the Hellbender 70 Visco can be purchased at your local retailer, on your preferred online supplier, or at canecreek.com. If you have any questions about how the Hellbender 70 Visco can work on your bike, don't hesitate to call or send us an email. Our support team here in Western North Carolina would be happy to help.
All right, here's the head tube and the bearing. I've already got it all out. Got to clean out all those bearings that are in that one already. Take them out of there. Got to press the other bearing in, and you got to have this tool to do it. Probably knock it in with a hammer too, but the tool is pretty nice to get it in there, nice and easy. Put a little grease on it. She slides right in. As you can see, it's all seated. Then you put the bearings in. This is a thing assembled. It was pretty easy if you have the right tools and you're confident in what you're doing. So, thing up, and we're gonna see what happens, guys. And we got no shake, guys. None at all. And you see that? I'm riding with no hands at all. 19 miles an hour. The shake is gone. We're at 23 miles an hour, guys. No shake at all. Yes, I'm riding with no hands. I know I'm gonna get yelled at for it, but 27 miles an hour, no shake at all, guys. None at all. So we just fixed the problem with this thing. Guys, there it is. We got a total of 32 pounds in there right now. Let's take it for another ride and see what happens. All right, away we go again. And we've got 32 pounds in there now, guys. 22 miles an hour, absolutely no shake. I'll turn it around and I'll go down the other side and we'll try to hit 28. Pretty much sure we cured this though. So I'm gonna have to get a hold of a step through and see if I can fix that one too. All right, guys, there's 25, 27, 28 miles an hour. No shake, guys, no hands at all, no shake. I don't have to worry about this at all. So we've got it cured, at least on the step over. That's 32 pounds in the back, guys. All right, guys, so that cures the step over as far as the wobble goes. Hopefully I get my hands on a step through and see if it works too. I would love to have that happen and you know, bring good news to everybody out there that bought one of these, because these things are really awesome bikes, guys. So I'm very happy that I cured the problem on mine. And I'm leaving these parts on the screen so that you can get the numbers and everything. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I do stuff like this all the time. Thank you.